Welcome to the Elite Dangerous Universe, Commander. My name is Drew Wager, one of the official authors who contributed to the narrative of the game. If you want a guide to the lore, you've come to the right place. This is the lore of the Space Dredgers. Space Dredgers are a peculiar denizen of deep interstellar space. Today, they are classed as a megaship-type vessel, though they comfortably predate that official classification. They were first mentioned as a flight hazard in the historical booklet, the Space Traders Flight Training Manual, which was first issued in the early 32nd century to new pilots starting their careers. Back then, pilots were exclusively required to take an examination and have their flight status approved at a Coriolis station in the Lave system, then part of the long-since defunct political trading body known as the Galactic Cooperative, or GALCOP for short. In a first edition of that document, space dredgers are referred to as immense factory ships which can be found wherever there has been a war, or a Thargoid invasion, or a natural catastrophe. More than 40 miles long, the dredgers are a life form to themselves. The dredgers are huge cities in space, feeding off debris and ruination. Heavily armed and with fleets of reconditioned fighter ships, they are to be avoided at all costs. This description, like much verbiage from the era, is 10% fact and 90% fiction. It may have even been penned by occupants of space dredgers, or someone sympathetic to them, in order to make them appear rather more formidable than they actually are. Space dredgers are, in fact, exploration vessels from a bygone era whose crews have, over several generations, forgotten their original purpose and yet still wander the stars. Thus, they can be regarded as a subclass of generation vessels, but with the notable exception that they weren't originally set out to be such, and that they do contain a working hyperdrive capability. These ships were exploration vessels, tasked with long-range reconnaissance in an era before mass-market small-scale hyperdrives became commonplace, and thus their hyperdrives are huge and outdated, yet still operational technology. The ships worked by consuming vast quantities of natural materials and manufactured objects via a gigantic and quite intimidating maw, consisting of a large intake and grinder mechanism. The space dredger can then synthesize air, fuel, and any other vital resources from the material consumed. While space dredgers are thus self-sufficient, they must constantly seek out new sources of raw materials and salvage to maintain their operations, which occasionally brings them into conflict with established colonies, where some aggressive raids on unprotected outposts have been noted. Space dredgers are inhabited by dredger clans, descendants of the original explorers. Through many generations, their cultures have evolved, some anthropologists would say degenerated, in various forms. Most are isolationist, self-sufficient and non-aggressive. A particular example of this can be found in the Scrivener clan, who came to public attention when they encountered, and later ransacked, the Azimuth Biochemicals megaship Hesperus, before fleeing in an attempt to avoid public attention. The Scriveners themselves, despite their curious and inward-looking society, do appear to have exploration as a key part of their culture to this day. They possess what they refer to as a knowledge core, likely a database of some sort, which contains everything their society has learnt over several centuries of travelling in space. Doubtless, there are many secrets and discoveries that could be revealed. Scriveners are believed to have made this core central to their society, revering it as a religious organisation would to a sacred relic. The clan was estimated at several thousand members in number, but it's not known whether all members share the extreme focus on guarding that core, or whether this is imposed by a ruling authority. The internal structure of their society remains a mystery. Space dredgers are still logged as a notable flight hazard, and pilots are recommended to avoid them, though a modern starship has little to fear from their outdated technology. We note that some pilots have been tempted to see how deep into the maw of a space dredger they can fly as a matter of daring, but we certainly don't condone these types of dangerous antics. Today, space dredgers remain a relic of a bygone era of exploration, prior to the modern age of frame-shift drive-enabled easy travel across the stars. Yet it's still possible that they might just hold secrets which may impact the history of the galaxy.